Here he is joining us, the great Ian Machado Garry, the undefeated. Hello, sir. Beautiful, beautiful setting you're in.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's beautiful, right?
Yes. That is Las Vegas? Is that LV, as they say? Yes.
Yes, Las Vegas, Nevada. So we went for the beautiful tropical outlook. It looks beautiful, right?
I love it. You're looking great. By the way, happy belated birthday, I believe just a few weeks ago, right? 27?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, 27 years young.
Unbelievable. And look at you now. You know, I was thinking about it. It was exactly 1 year ago that you were supposed to fight on this year-end show, right? The Vicente card. And, you know, we all know what happened. You got sick and whatnot. Any of those thoughts creep back in as you're in the same city, same, you know, kind of a similar circumstance, although you're much further along in the career?
No, last time I fought in Vegas was against MVP. We had gone through that whole mentality of, oh, we got to go back there in that time. Now we're here. We're excited. We're ready to go. We're ready to shock the world, Ariel.
Okay, so there's so many different kind of stories that led to this point right here. First, let me ask you this. You versus Joaquin Buckley, that was the original matchup for you, December 14th. How did we land there? Why did we land there?
So I had many conversations back to back with the UFC, through me, through my agents, through multiple contacts with the matchmakers. Initially, the goal was to line up a fight with Colby Covington. Again, it's no secret that he's been running. Then they went down the line and let's look at Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman's words were literally the words I heard from the UFC were Kamaru Usman wants nothing to do with you, as in he's just running as well. Again, obviously you'd Shavkat and Bilal match. The other guys are injured in regards to Leon and JDM, not going to fight there at the end of the year. And it was in that situation then again of like, right, there's no one above me. I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. I want to fight guys that are going to get me a step closer to that world title shot, not defending my number. You know what I mean? I want to progress up the rankings. And we spoke about that last time about MVP, about how that mentality had switched. And it's irritating because there's meant to be 6 of the baddest men on the planet in front of me. But they're not, really. They're very sensitive and they're very selective of who they fight. And it's disappointing. So Joaquin Buckley said yes. And you know, Ariel, I'm a gamer. All I want to do is fight and test myself and go out there and prove how good I am against whoever it is. So I said yes. And that was how we landed to Joaquin Buckley.
When you landed on Joaquin Buckley last show of the year, was there a part of you like, all right, fine, I'll do it? But was that spark, that fire that you potentially have now, which we'll get to now, but was it kind of missing? Was it like, all right, I'll fight, but this isn't exactly what I had in mind. This isn't doing it for me?
Yes, a little bit. Because as I've said, all I've done in my career is win. I'm 8-0 in the UFC, 15-0 in general. I'm a former world champion in a different organization. I've come in here and I've done everything that I've needed to do to progress in my career and fight guys up the rankings that get me one step closer to a world title opportunity. I don't believe me going out there and running through Joaquin Buckley does the same as me going out there and running through Colby or Usman or Shavkat or any of those guys. There's a different level. So for me, I want to fight. I want to be active. I want to do that more than anything. So I'm always willing to fight, regardless of who it is. But I had no interest in fighting Joaquin Buckley, but I would do it because it's what I love to do.
When you found out that Bilal got hurt and was going to be out, and there's Shavkat trying to remain on the card, and it seemed like he wanted an interim title fight, and maybe Usman was in the talks and whatnot.
Usman was never in the talks. Usman is running. Usman was never in the talks. He was mentioned about it, but that man was never taking a fight with me or Shavkat. Let's be real about that. Okay. That's a fact I can tell you now.
Did you call the UFC? Did you raise your hand? How did that go about, which ultimately led to you getting this fight?
Ariel, I want to let you know what happened prior to that event.
Please, tell us everything.
Because this matters, right? When I found out there was no one above me available, I said to the UFC, I said, listen, you know what would satisfy me? I know there's no one above me to fight. I know Colby's running. I know Usman's running. And you guys have told me you other guys aren't competing at the end of the year due to injuries and illnesses and stuff like that. So I know you guys don't have a backup for December 7th. Let me be the backup. Let me prepare for either Bilal or Shavkat. I'll be there. I'll weigh in. I'll be ready to fight in case anything happens. And that will make sure that you've got a security, a safety net. They turned around and said, no, we don't need that. We're not going to do that. I said, all right. So when Bilal pulled out because of injury, I said, I'll wait for the UFC to call me. I'm not running to them. They can come to me. They know I want this. They know I'm ready. That was all that mattered to me. But I had said it prior to Bilal being pulled out, prior to Bilal being injured, that I was willing to do that, because that mentally would help me trigger that excitement. Okay, I have the potential to go to Las Vegas, be the backup for a world title fight, and potentially win a world title if one of the guys seems fit not to compete, misses weight, anything that we've seen in MMA on multiple occasions. I can be there and take an opportunity that will be gifted to me by God. I'm still here, Ariel. So by some way, shape, or form, God has gifted me what I wanted, except it's who I think would have won the match. And this, essentially, in my mind, is a world title fight.
Could I just ask, why do you think they said no to you being the backup? Makes total sense. And it seems to be a thing now, right? There's always a backup. So why do you think they said no to that?
I think so. Obviously, they were in talks trying to figure out they needed a main event for the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big enough name to be able to put bums in seats in Florida and bring interest to a card that matters to them. So I think they wanted to kind of hold me for that. But realistically, whatever they had in mind doesn't matter. I'm here now and I'm ready to go. And this is what matters. This weekend matters to me most.
So once they were, coming to the conclusion that Shavkat was going to remain on the card, did they call you ultimately and say, hey, you want in?
I was in Phuket, Thailand, where the time difference is crazy. And I think it was 5 o'clock in the morning. My manager rang me. I was passed out unconscious. So he rings my wife's phone to see if she'll answer. My wife hears it. It's on the bedside table. She answers, hey, is everything okay? I start hearing voices outside on the balcony. I'm like, what is that? Layla wakes me up. Ian, come outside. Lloyd's on the phone. So I answered the phone. I said, what's up, Lloyd? He goes, hey, Ian, how are you? I said, all right, Joaquin's out. They want me to step in December 7th for Shavkat. He goes, not quite. He goes, Joaquin's not out. He's like, but they do want you to step in December 7th. I said, let's do it. I'm in. This is what I wanted in the first place. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's go get it. Let's go shock the world. Go out there and beat a guy that's never been beaten. Prove to the world how good I am against the scariest man in the division.
That was it. No negotiation, no back and forth, no nothing. You said I'm in.
It's not my job to negotiate. That's my manager's job.
All right.
It's my job to say, yes, let's do it. Put on a show, go out there, I'm in. It's his job to go and argue that. It's my job to say yes.
Ultimately, though, you're happy with how it all turned out.
I'm over the moon.
Love it.
I could sit here and say, oh, I wish I wanted more time to prepare. But the truth is, I work best with speed. When you give me the smallest amount of time to work for an opponent, I'm going to go out there and do what's natural and do what's free to me, which is go out there and have fun and be me. Shavkat's phenomenal. I respect him. I respect everything that he brings to this matchup. But I know I'm well capable of going out there and putting him in the dirt. I know I'm well capable of going out there, finishing him, beating him up, and doing it beautifully. So for me, I get to go out here on December 7th at UFC 310, make a statement to myself and the rest of the MMA community that I am one of the greatest fighters this sport has ever seen, and I'm going to prove it by doing it against a guy that many think is the boogeyman.
Was there any talk of this being for an interim title?
No, there wasn't. That was one of the things that when I asked questions about the fight, is it going to be 3 rounds? Is it going to be 5 rounds? Is it going to be for an interim world title? Because it was scheduled to be for a world title. He turned around and said they shut that down pretty quickly. For me, it doesn't matter that it's not for an interim title. Would it be cool? Yes, absolutely. But the truth is, me or Shavkat aren't the world champions right now. It's Bilal Muhammad. Mm-hmm. And he's not fit to compete. So it's fair and logical that the winner of this fight is deemed the number 1 contender, goes out there later on in 2025 and fights for that title and earns the right to be called the world champion. Because if we get a belt wrapped around us, what does it mean? You're the fake world champion. You're the second best guy in the division right now because the champion is still there. For me, it's not important. What's important is going out here and beating Shavkat in a beautiful fashion, proving how dangerous I am, proving how amazingly talented I am, and then having a long camp to prepare to get that belt wrapped around my waist and prove that this division is well and truly mine. And anyone who wants to try come take that belt off me is going to have a very, very, very tough time.
And so now here's the question I'm dying to ask you. When all these dominoes fell and you were then booked to fight Shavkat and Joaquin was left without a dance partner.
Oh, don't. I know where you're going. I'm seething.
And you found out that it was in fact going to be Colby stepping in on the same day. What was your reaction?
Well, Ariel, how do you think I feel? Because I've been screaming and shouting about fighting that man from the rafters. This man's made videos about me, my wife, my kids, talked to him about all this shit. And here's this man avoiding me like the plague. And then the second I book in against the scariest man in the division, he's like, oh, I'll fight in Florida. It just proves, it just shows that he's a coward, that he wants nothing to do with me. And the truth is, I know I've already beaten him. I know I've already mentally beaten him. He's weak. He's an absolute coward. And I believe he's going to go out there and get steamrolled by Joaquin Buckley.
You think Buckley beats him? Easy.
I think Buckley starches him. But you know what I'd love, Ariel? You know what I would love? I would love this. All right. Here's my ideal scenario. I go out there December 7th. And I take out Shavkat early. I come out of there unscathed, uninjured. I get on the mic and I sit there and I say, hey, I could wait until next year when Bilal Muhammad's back. Or Dana Hunter UFC, I could walk my ass all the way down to Florida. And I could beat the bollocks out of Colby Covington for 25 minutes. And I can prove how good I am next week. Because that man talks a lot, but he's not willing to back it up. That would be my deal. I would love to beat Shavkat and the following week fight as the main event in Tampa and bury Colby Covington and leave him dead and done in that octagon, never to be seen again.
At this point, though, and I completely understand where you're coming from, if all goes according to plan for you on Saturday and that books your ticket to Bilal, you can make the case then that he is so far behind you that ship will have sailed and you may never get your hands on him. Is that a reality that you're coming to terms with?
Absolutely. I mean, I was coming to terms with it the first time he was avoiding me by saying he had a broken foot 6.5 months later when it takes 2 months to heal. So I understand the type of person Colby Covington is. He is someone who is trying to stay relevant by calling out the people that are generating traction. Myself, Shavkat, Bilal Muhammad. Even Charles at one point, he was saying he wanted to fight Charles. Do you know what I mean? These are all to keep relevancy to his name because his stock is plummeting so low because no one cares about him anymore. So for me, I want that fight just because of how much trash he talks. But I'm well aware that when I beat Shavkat Saturday night, it's me being booked against Bilal Muhammad for the world title later on in 2025. I'm going to go out there, win that world title, and Colby Covington's far, far, far in the rearview mirror.
Why do you think Usman? You said he wanted nothing to do with you. Why do you think that's the case? Former champion coming off a strong performance.
Because Usman has a big chest and little balls.
That's what was said to you.
He looks good. No, he just not. That's what I'm saying. He's got a big chest. He looks good. He plays the part, but where it matters between the legs, he's a little man. That's my outlook on it. He's worried again. Him and Colby, they're older. They've been through the division. They fought these guys. Now they're getting to the end of their careers. They want to choose the better stylistic matchups. I guarantee this. They are going to try. Usman is going to try push for a fight with Jack Della Maddalena because he's seen how easily Gilbert Burns was able to take him down. So for me, if I was in Usman's shoes, why would I want to fight the guy who's long, rangy, difficult to deal with when I could fight a guy who I've watched 2 people back to back be able to take him down quite easily? I guarantee Usman's going to try push for the JDM fight because he's weak-minded.
I have to say, Ian, at this juncture, we have talked quite a bit throughout your career. I don't know if I've ever seen you this fired up, and especially before a fight.
It gets me. Big fights, big opportunities excite me in life. This is what I live for. I'm a young kid who dreamt of being here. I'm a young kid who dreamt of being here, who wanted to see my face on billboards, who wanted to put on shows against the scariest people in the world. I've said to you before how my ideal scenario is I fight, I beat Shavkat, I win the world title, I go up to middleweight, and I fight Khamzat, I win that belt too. I'm not afraid of any man. I know how talented I am. I know the gifts God gave me. I want to go out there and prove it against what people believe to be the best people in the world. That's what I'm here for. That's the competitor in me. This fight on Saturday night, Ariel, I promise you the world is going to see an Machado Garry they've never seen before. I'm going to prove to the world and myself that I'm better than I ever believe I could be. This fight is going to show the world how talented I am, and I cannot wait till everyone just is silent.
So obviously, we know you guys trained a little bit together in the past, and then once this fight came up and was booked, a little bit of footage, a taste, if you will, of you guys working together, a little spar, if you will, out on the mats in Florida. Here's the footage, courtesy of your Twitter. Is this why you're so confident? Because you've had the opportunity to train with him, you felt him, you understand the puzzle that is Shavkat? Is that why you are so confident heading into Saturday?
It's genuinely, it's nothing to do with Shavkat, and it's everything to do with me. When I fought MVP, I was very vocal and very honest about how I felt ahead of that fight. I wasn't interested. I had zero interest to fight him. His style was not like the rest of the division. It's a very specific style that it's really only him that have it in MMA. So I had to switch my mentality of going, let's focus on the best version of Ian Machado Garry we can get. Let's go out there and prove how good you are in whatever area you want to focus on to be the best version of you. Shavkat is phenomenally talented. I have nothing but respect for the man and everything he's done in his career up until this point, and everything that he said. He's a very similar outlook to me on the division. He's disappointed with the rest of the division. And I know how talented I am. I know that I can beat every single person that weighs in at 170 on this planet. So it's my job to go out there and prove it. And some people might call me nuts. Some people might call me crazy. He's 18-0. He's finished everyone he's fought. I'm 15-0. All I've ever done in my life is win. And people might call me crazy, but crazy is just seeing things earlier than everyone else.
I love that. I did see Shavkat say that some of the training sessions that you guys had back in the day. You saw this tweet. This is a tweet that has been passed around. Looks like Ian forgot what happened during those training sessions. I don't mind reminding him.
Training is training. What are we doing in training? We're trying to evolve and grow. We are trying to be better. We are trying to do things that put us in scenarios where we need to learn. So if Shavkat believes that the training that we had in the past is going to be the same on Saturday night when he steps into the octagon with me, then Shavkat, I'm speaking to you directly, you're going to be severely mistaken. And if I was you, I would change that mentality very quickly.
Gosh, I can't wait for this. The champ, by the way, Belal, picking you to win. Have you seen this tweet?
I have seen the tweet, and he knows what he's talking about.
We haven't talked since he beat Leon, and I know we have to go in a moment. Were you surprised at what he did to Leon?
Yes. Yeah, I was. I thought he had a very, very, very intelligent performance. He never let Leon gather any momentum. And I think the best part about it was how he very clearly broke Leon. You see him between the stool and the fourth and fifth round, how he told his little puppet master, David Lavelle, to shut the fuck up. He mentally upset him and broke him. And Belal spoke prior to about saying Leon is weak. And I think Belal exploited that. That if you put Leon in the cooker, he mentally drains himself. And I think Belal had a phenomenal performance against someone who's very technically clean. And he went out there and he did what he needed to do to get the belt wrapped around his waist. But I promise you now, if he fights me, he's got to do a hell of a lot more than that, because I am not going to stop. He is not going to break my spirit. He's not going to break my mentality. I will absolutely dominate him with control, distance, speed, aggression, violence. Fuck, maybe I might out-wrestle him.
Shout out to your YouTube channel. The video blog that you put out, the quality of that thing that you put out when all of this went down, whomever shot it, edited it, shout out to them. The scene that you were in Thailand was breathtaking. Really, really well done. And so I want to give them a shout out. Also,
Curtis Pike.
Is that the guy? I mean, it's really
Curtis Pike. He is my full-time videographer, filmmaker, whatever you want to call him, head of creative. He is phenomenal. He has a very great eye for beauty. He doesn't just film, he makes it beautiful. He captures the emotion in the film as well. So he deserves a shout out. And my entire team are phenomenal. You know, Ariel, the biggest thing that I can sit there and say about my team is they don't blow smoke up my arse. They are not yes men. They sit there and they help me push boundaries in myself, personally, physically, mentally. And when we get an opportunity to shift everything on a dime, and we get that call, my team doesn't go, oh, you know, that's a big task, you know, fighting Shavkat a week earlier, fighting this guy. They're like, let's do it. Like, this is what you asked for. This is what you said you wanted. God is giving you what you wanted. Go do it. Let's do it. And everyone's just like, right, let's get our passports. Let's go. So I got to give a lot of love to my team.
You're rocking the new merch. Well done.
You like
champ. It's nice. I like that. I like that belt. A nod to the Emerald Isle. Very, very nice. And I do wonder, though, how you feel in conclusion. How do you feel knowing that all's well and good for you now? You're a future champion. You're killing it. But eventually, it is inevitable that your son is going to be infinitely more famous and popular than you are, because that kid is a superstar.
I know.
I mean, that kid is unbelievable.
He's, you know, it's just.
Look at this. It's phenomenal. Pointing to the ground. I mean, he's a star. He performs when the red light comes on. I don't know what he's like when it's off, but he's amazing. Well done.
He's exactly like his dad. He's the exact same. This is the thing. There is no difference to me and him on the camera and off the camera. We're the same. When I see people talk about Leo like that, and I see those videos and I see the love people have around the world for him, it just shows that what me and my wife are doing as parents is right. It shows that, you know, I'm very, very hell-bent on, hi, baby, do you want to say hi?
Oh, the legend.
Say hi, come here.
Oh, my God. This is a big... look at this guy. Hello. Wow. Look
Can you say hi, Ariel?
Hello.
He said you're a superstar. Can you say superstar? Can you say the future?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
He said that you're awesome. When you grow up, do you want to be a fighter? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, you're going to be dangerous? What's your favorite fighting move? Tractors. You really like tractors.
I love it.
Can you show him one of play shooter? Yeah. Go.
Oh, look at this guy.
He's such a breath of fresh air. It makes me happy because I see how happy and joyful he is with everything that he does. And it shows that the dedication that he sees when I'm on the mat, how hard I push myself. I'm showing him.
Look at him. That's amazing, man. What a blessing.
It shows that I'm doing the right things as a father. So I'm having success in life. Go to mommy. Pick it. Run. Go to mommy. I love you. It shows that I'm doing the right things as a father, as an athlete, as a person. Oh my God, you really want to say hi to Ariel?
Yeah. How old were you when it took you some 20 years to get on the show? He gets it at what, 2?
2. He's such an awesome human. We went to the PI earlier on, and my face is on the side of the PI, and he's like, "Oh, Papa, it's you!" And it was just such a cool moment because I'm still young in my life. I'm 27 years old, and I wanted to have a child early in life because I think of when I'm 45, he's going to be 20.
Yeah.
And I'm still possibly going to be able to fight at that point, and he's going to be in the UFC if he wants to at 17, 18, because he's going to have me and all of my connections and everything that I've done in my life just ready and available. So anything that kid wants to do, I will support him 100%. He is such a joy, and it just makes me feel happy that I can be here in such a beautiful home in the middle of Las Vegas, share it with him, and enjoy everything that this life has gifted me with. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful.
Your shirt says future champion, but when you have all of that, you're already a champion, my man. So you should know that. Last quick thing. Official prediction. What are we going with?
I think he's going to come out strong. I think he's going to be aggressive. I think the first 2 rounds, you're going to see a lot of him trying to figure out my puzzle. And then I believe 3rd and 4th, I'm going to start to dominate. And I think by the 4th round, I think Shavkat's going to be gassed and he's not going to have anything to do. And I'll find the way to finish him.
Man, I was looking forward to this so very much going into this 30 minutes ago, even more so now, infinitely more so now. Well done, Ian. Thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Good luck this week. Good luck as you cut that weight in on Saturday as well. Can't wait, and always very much appreciate the time. And great to have your son on for the first time. That was lovely.
I appreciate it. If you ever want him on, he'll say yes.
I love it.
He loves the camera like his daddy.
I love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it for your love all through the years. Ariel, you're going to be shocked too, because trust me, I'm ready.
Can't wait. Good luck, Ian. All the best to you. There he is.
Thank you. All the best.
Ian Machado Garry. Golly. I hope they give him pay-per-view points after that. Sold the shit out of that. That was incredible. The fire, the passion. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.